You will drive yourself batshit crazy if you start to tell yourself that everything you and this person experienced was a lie. Greetings, beautiful beings. Welcome back to my channel, Rising with Rachel. I am Rachel, and together we rise in talking about all things cosmic and consciousness. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as it does help our silly little human earthly algorithm. As much as I don't want to be a part of that, I do want to be a part of spreading the messages that are so deeply needed to be planted in the seeds of the human collective consciousness during this time, as we are on the forefront of the greatest spiritual revolution and awakening in all of human history, where through our individual expansions of our consciousness and awareness and our hearts, we anchor in light codes to Earth's crystalline grid system, which everybody on the planet has access to, but most importantly helps Earth's vibration raise so that she can embody the fifth dimensional planet that she was always meant to be. And all of this starts with you and me and our awareness, so let's get into it. Today's topic of conversation is going to be around breakups, because I think that when we break up with somebody, a lot of the times we tend to categorize our entire experience with them, and probably their entire persona as well, as either black or white. Especially if things ended horribly, we tend to box this person and our entire experience with them, defining our entire relationship and this experience as something that was in totality bad. It's either black or white. I don't know about you, but I feel like most of the time breakups don't usually end in the most peaceful, uplifting way, although that definitely can happen. And if that's happened for you, I'm so glad. But there's always still some sort of tension here. There's always usually some sort of fight or discourse towards the end that usually causes you to break up. From my own experience and observation, once again, one thing I've noticed is that a lot of the time, because of the thing that makes you break up, because of whatever discourse happens towards the end of the relationship, we tend to then just throw the entire experience into this box, labeling it as bad, as negative, as this person is now my ex, and that this is something lower vibrational, and we judge it in some way. We place new projections on this person and our entire experience, instead of operating from this more neutral space, more authentic place in the truth of who we are, where we know that this person isn't an all-around bad being. Our experience was not an overall bad experience. Although, yes, there were definitely bad times during that experience. There definitely might have been betrayal, reasons for you to lose your trust, hurt physically, emotionally, mentally. All of those lower vibrational things could have existed, but we tend to see them as the entire picture instead of a part of the picture. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because from my own experience, I've learned that that will drive you crazy. There was nothing that broke me more than thinking my entire relationship was a lie because of lies, because of betrayal, because of hurt physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It nearly killed me to think about the fact that every time this person did express love to me, where we did share these moments that I felt like I had insight into this person's inner child, into the truth of their soul, into their inner radiance, into the being of light that they are, to think all of that was fake nearly sent me to a mental hospital. I'm not even kidding. I have been in a place where I have been led to feel like my entire reality was not real because of the manipulation and the lies that I endured. And one thing that really helped ground me was the fact that not all of it was a lie. And I don't say that to encourage anyone to romanticize a toxic relationship or a bad situation that was not in alignment for you, not at all. I say this to bring about peace of mind for you, because amidst navigating that hurt, that betrayal, that mistrust, that pain that you feel from a breakup, it's so important to remember that the good times that you experienced with that person were just as real as the bad times. We can't categorize a person or our entire experience into this black or white, good or bad. We can't do that. Everything in this universe is multidimensional and duality exists. You are allowed to think and feel and remember the good times of a relationship that was not for you. You are allowed to say, hey, you know what? I did see glimmers of goodness in this person in those good times. And while that might not have been their overall vibration, don't get me wrong, they definitely could have been a POS 99.9% of the time, but those 0.1% times that you felt like you saw them, that in fact were probably the reason your heart hung on for so long before you actually broke up, because you saw the good in them, right? That is real. That is not a lie. That is not something that you made up. It's also not a reason you should stay. It's not something you should romanticize. It's just to say that it's valid, that it exists, and that somebody's love for you, whenever you have felt it, was not fake. Because again, that's something that nearly drove me crazy. You know, for reference, I also was diagnosed with CPTSD, and I would just have these flashbacks and go down these wormholes of every single thing this person said to me, every good experience that we had, every single text message that would just show up in my head like a montage, just juxtapositions of all these different times, experiences, words that were shared. And it nearly broke me to think that, okay, so all of it's a lie because this person hurt me in the end, because I found out about all the lies that they told me during the relationship. That meant it was all fake. That meant that that person could never love me, because how could they love me and still do this? But the truth is that people can still love you and do shitty things. People can still love you and hurt you. People can still love you and consciously hurt you. I understand that saying that upon deaf ears will sound like I have Stockholm syndrome, for sure. It's deeper than that. It's more multidimensional than that. And when you really understand your own multidimensionality and duality, you understand that the two can exist at the same time, where yes, that person might have consciously gone out of their way to hurt you. They might have literally planned how they were going to hurt you if you were in my situation. That doesn't mean that any love they've ever had for you was fake, or even the fact that they could still love you in their hearts. Because something you have to realize as well is that we are all beings of love. At our core, our energy, we are all universal God source energy, whatever you want to call it. Our home frequency, our home base is love. So at everyone's core, no matter how evil or sinister they are love. Now, this is going to be a little bit controversial, but you have to remember that even though somebody's conscious ego mind, their logical thinking mind, could be planning to do something to hurt you, their soul does not feel that way. Their soul is unconditional love. Their soul loves you and wants what's best for you. Now, do they understand that? Probably not, especially in the moments that they're planning on hurting you, right? Definitely not, actually. But as much as that has to do with them, it also doesn't, because their oversoul, their higher self, their true essence would not be planning the things that their human is, right? That's where free will kicks in on planet Earth, where spirit can only do so much, then free will exists. And then we get introduced to the logical thinking mind. It's basically nature versus nurture, but in a multidimensional aspect. The nature of human beings, because they are souls, is love. The nurture would be how the egoic mind projects, how the human behaves and acts based on their own conditioning, based on their own family upbringings, based on their own individual traumas, based on their own levels of awareness and consciousness. You have to understand that even if somebody is purposely hurting you, their soul does not want to be, and their soul is unconditional love. And the times that you have shared with somebody where you felt seen, where you felt love, where you felt that light that is within them, that was moments that you were actually accessing their truth, because that is who they are. And everything else that's lower dimensional than that they've ever done, said, ways they behaved around you, is a mask. I recently learned that the word personality roots from the word persona, originally stemmed from a Latin word meaning mask. So the personality, the nurtured, egoic personality, is a mask for what the soul is. And when you can live your life from a soul space for yourself, and the more you sit back into that and see through those eyes and feel through that heart, then the more you understand that people can do extremely up things and still have had love for you, or maybe even still do love you. And is it right? No. Is it fair? Absolutely not. Is it just? Incorrect. Is it the way you deserve to be loved? But to deny that that love is even there is pretty much the point of this message, because again, I have been in the place where I questioned my entire reality and would think back on my relationship thinking, you know, this person could never love me if they treated me like this. They never loved me if they can do all of these things. And I had to remove myself from the attachment to this person as a human and say, your human is extremely limited, but your soul is unconditional. And actually, this is definitely a different video because it's probably a really controversial thought to just throw in here amidst this already controversial topic. But you could also say that that person loved you so much that they decided to hurt you. They decided to embody this villain role in your life. Villain, I say loosely. This villain role in your life so that you had the opportunity to take your power back. Because had you not had this lower vibrational experience, then you would not have had the opportunity as quick as you did to reclaim your power and to step in your truth and embody your authenticity. Really step into the truth of who you are, which is a powerful sovereign being that has boundaries, that expresses unconditional love, but from a space where you are overflowing with understanding and empathy and compassion and love because you have that all for yourself, instead of from a place where you're already half depleted because you're not getting your basic necessities, including self-love, from yourself. So from one perspective, this person, yes, hurt you, but actually gave you the keys to your own freedom. And that's actually something that we can be grateful for, right? Even when we think this person couldn't love me because they did this hurtful thing, what if we switch that mindset there and said, what if their soul, their truth loved me so much that they wanted me to learn this lesson and gave me the opportunity to do so? Nothing great happens when you stay in this mindset where you think everything sucks, everything happens to you, people are not worth being trusted, people will do nothing besides lie and cheat and hurt your feelings and break your heart. Nothing good happens from the victim mindset. Trust me, I've navigated every aspect of it. But this lens of relationship was the first realm that I really navigated this victim mindset and broke out of it, because I quite literally was a victim and had to sit with that and ask myself, was I going to be a victim of this circumstance, or was I going to learn the lessons and keep it pushing? What wisdoms can I take from these experiences? And amidst my almost checking myself into a mental hospital and literally going crazy, feeling like my brain was actually going to snap in half. By the way, I don't think you've ever realized that you can actually be crazy until you have been in a space where you feel like your physical brain is going to break in half. That's a dark place to be. That is the bottom of the trenches, my friend. But when you're in the bottom of those trenches and you're sitting in that darkness, you're forced to look within and ask yourself all of these questions and really just see things from all different levels to try to make sense of it. And that's a reason I'm so grateful for my own experiences, because I've been able to come to this awareness that I share with you, that just because somebody has done something lower vibrational, they did something hurtful, you broke up with them, it doesn't mean that the love they had was never real or is not there or was never there. That love was always there. Those little glimmers of hope, those happy experiences and moments that you shared with that person, that was a insight into the truth of who they are. And you were able to see it because it's a reflection of who you are as well. And the reason that you feel the discourse when that person's personality, their mask, starts to come back on, right, is because you're still in that truth. You're still a person that expresses unconditional love and acceptance and is moving from a space of honesty and integrity. So when somebody has their mask go back on and no longer is being in that vulnerable space with you in truth, then you feel it so obviously, because it's such a disconnect in the frequencies. You are vibrating at that higher vibrational frequency of love still, and wanting to work things out and trying to figure out how or why this person could hurt you, and this person is just not caring, hurting you, doing whatever, being selfish, living from an egoic space, and that's hurtful. And then we start to go into these cycles with our human minds where we just box people in. We say, this is black and white, this person sucks, again, they could have never done this to me if they really love me, and it's simply just not the truth. And you will absolutely go batshit crazy if you think that your entire relationship with somebody or the love that you shared with someone is a lie because things ended or because some bad things happened, no matter how sinister they were. Trust and believe, I have gone through some sinister. So for me to be able to tell you about this means it's true. Along my own journey, I have had to take radical accountability for my own behavior and my own awareness, and really see every perspective so that I can survive. so that I can survive, so that I can heal, so that I can move on, so that I can pick up my own pieces that were literally shattered with a baseball bat. It's like if I was a glass vase, this person that I was in a relationship took a 400-pound metal baseball bat and just, and that's how my breakup went, right? That's pretty much how my whole relationship went, to be honest, but especially the breakup. Like, I was finding out things, guys, that just dated back to the beginning of my 2-year relationship, where it's like, wow, this whole thing was a lie. But the truth was that I sat with was that it wasn't. And when I thought that it was, I just sat there discrediting my own reality, discrediting my own intuition and my own feelings of all the times that I did see good in that person, saying, you were just making it up. You were just seeing something that is not there. And that made me almost literally go crazy, because again, it just reaffirms your reality in a different way. And the truth is that I was onto something when I experienced those happy moments with this person. I did see the light in who they are. I did see the unconditional love that existed beyond their personality, their mask, right? So when I was discrediting them, saying this entire thing was fake, they were fake, I also was discrediting myself, and that made me have a lack of trust in my own intuition. It made me question my own sense and ability to navigate the world. And it does something to your consciousness to think that that's all a lie. And to be honest, it's not even true. And that's why I'm sharing this message with you, because the love that you felt is real. The light that you saw in somebody is there. And is it there permanently? Maybe not. Maybe not, and maybe it won't be in this lifetime, and that's truthfully none of our business. They will figure it out. Their karma is their karma. Your job is to keep it pushing and do what you will with what you were given, which is the experiences from this relationship, which was the feelings that are left after this relationship, which is the pain and the struggle that you are left after this relationship, and to do something with it, to learn from it, to grow from it. You know, when I accepted that duality can exist and that this person can have still loved me amongst all the chaos they created, it just really helped me settle in myself and, again, trust my intuition, trust my sense of character, trust my own ability to navigate the world, trust that I wasn't crazy. You know, if anything, this person was definitely crazy, but especially me, that I wasn't crazy. Take it back, roll a little crazy, you know, but really, it's just something that helps you alchemize the pain, to understand that just because this person acted a certain way, just because things ended, doesn't mean that the love was never there. It just affirms your reality. And to be honest, that's all our brain really wants. The way that our brain feels safety is by knowing that everything it thinks is real. That's literally what beliefs are. We believe beliefs because they are thoughts that we've thought over and over again until our brain affirms them in our reality as true. And that's pretty much, I guess, what the point of this message is here. I want you to shape your belief here, mold it a little bit, and say that love can exist in a place of chaos. Love can exist in a place of pain. Love can exist amongst frustration, amongst mistrust. Love can exist amongst suffering. There's one thing I've learned about healing through my breakup. It's that although you feel broken, although you may feel shattered, all the cracks that you feel is where the light gets in. So hang on to that light. And hang on to the love that you felt between somebody. Again, not in a way where you're romanticizing it or having Stockholm syndrome or thinking that the good times will outweigh the bad. Absolutely not. Okay, I'm not telling you to be stupid here. I'm telling you to accept love. And again, was it right, just, fair? Probably not. But it doesn't mean that it didn't exist. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that that's a super important thing to know, to understand, is to not categorize your entire relationship to someone, your entire situation inside a box that's labeled black or white, good or bad. Multidimensionality exists through our own human individuality and also through our experiences. We are coming at everything in life from multiple angles. So the more angles that you can see, the more awareness that settles in, the more you expand your consciousness, and the more that you are able to sit in this space where you see it all for what it is. You lose the judgment around it, and you actually can take the wisdoms from it and apply it to yourself and pour it into yourself, actually like water into a plant, nurturing yourself to bloom new realities, to bloom new awarenesses that eventually physically manifest in your life because you are taking the time to learn, to grow from what you are going through. So yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to deliver this message. An honor to be here with you, my conscious collective. I thank you so much for listening to this video and doing this work, because as you take the time to heal yourself, you also heal the entire collective. So thank you so much, soldier. I see you on the forefronts with me of the spiritual revolution. It's an honor to be here with you. I see you, I love you, I honor you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.